Yes.
The night the wind refused to move was the night everything began. In the quiet village of Ikot Udo, where even the trees whispered secrets to those who listened, people said silence was never a good sign. Silence meant the spirits were watching. Silence meant something had already been decided. And on that night, Adesuwa made a decision that would haunt not just her life, but generations yet unborn. Adesuwa was not always desperate. There was a time she was known as the most beautiful woman in Ikot Udo. Men traveled from neighboring villages just to see her. Her laughter once filled the compound like music. Her skin glowed like palm oil under the sun. And when she married Obina, a humble farmer with gentle eyes, the village celebrated as if royalty had been born among them. But beauty does not fill empty stomachs. Years passed. The rains became unreliable, crops failed, hunger crept into their home like a silent thief. Their laughter faded. Their cooking pot stayed empty more nights than full. Obina worked himself to the bone, yet the harvest only brought shame. And then came the whispers. At first, Adesuwa ignored them. Old Mama Ikanem, the woman everyone feared but secretly visited at night, began to appear in her path too often. At the market, by the stream, even outside her compound, staring without blinking. "You are suffering too much for a woman like you," Mama Ikanem said one afternoon, her voice dry like dead leaves. "There are ways, if you are willing." Adesuwa tried to walk away, but hunger has a voice louder than fear. "What ways?" she asked. Mama Ikanem smiled. Not the kind of smile that comforts, the kind that promises something and takes more. "The forest does not give without taking," she said. "But what it gives, no man can ever take away from you." That night, Adesuwa did not sleep. She watched Obina lying beside her, his ribs visible through his skin. She listened to his weak breathing. She remembered the days he used to laugh, to sing. Hunger had turned him into a shadow. And something inside her broke. By the time the moon stood high, she had made up her mind. The forest behind Ikot Udo was forbidden. No one went there after sunset, not even the bravest hunters. It was said the gods of the forest did not speak in words, but in consequences. Yet, Adesuwa went. Barefoot, alone, with fear crawling through her veins like poison. Mama Ikanem had given her instructions. No fire, no light, no turning back, no matter what she heard. "Whatever calls your name is not your friend," the old woman warned. The deeper Adesuwa walked, the quieter the world became. No crickets, no birds, not even the rustle of leaves. Just her heartbeat, loud, uneven, betraying her fear. Then she heard it. "Adesuwa." She froze. It was Obina's voice. Soft, weak, calling her the way he used to when he needed her. "Adesuwa, come back." Tears filled her eyes. For a moment she almost turned. Then she remembered Mama Ikanem's warning. "Whatever calls your name is not your friend." She kept walking. The voice changed. Now it sounded like her mother, then her childhood friend, then a crying child. But she did not stop until she reached the center of the forest. There, beneath a massive ancient tree,
The ground was black, as if nothing had ever grown there. And something was waiting. At first, she thought it was shadows. Then the shadows moved. Tall figures, neither human nor spirit, shifting like smoke, yet solid enough to feel. Their eyes glowed faintly, like dying embers. Adesuwa fell to her knees. I have come, she whispered. The forest answered. Not with words, but with a presence that pressed against her chest, making it hard to breathe. Then, finally, a voice. Not from one being, from all of them. You seek what many desire, but few survive. Adesuwa trembled. I want wealth. I want my husband to live without suffering. I want a better life. Silence. Then, what will you give? Her throat tightened. She knew the answer. Mama Ikanema told her. But saying it out loud felt like tearing her own soul apart. My firstborn, she said, barely above a whisper. The forest grew colder. Your first child. Until she stepped outside. Their compound had changed. Bags of yams stacked high, baskets of fresh fish, palm oil in abundance, new clothes, even goats tied to a post. Wealth. Real, tangible, impossible. Obina was already outside, staring in disbelief. Adesuwa, what is all this? He asked. She forced a smile. I don't know. Maybe the gods have answered our prayers. And for a while, life became everything they had ever wanted. Obina grew stronger. His laughter returned. Their home became the envy of the village. People who once ignored them now came bearing gifts and respect. But blessings born from darkness do not come quietly. They come with a shadow. Months later, Adesuwa discovered she was pregnant. At first, joy filled her heart. Then fear followed. She tried to ignore it, tried to convince herself it wasn't real, that maybe the forest had forgotten, that maybe. But deep down, she knew. The child growing inside her was already promised. As her belly grew, so did the strange things. At night, she had whispers outside the hut. Sometimes she felt cold fingers brush against her skin while she slept. Other times, she woke up standing at the edge of the forest with no memory of how she got there. And always, she had the same voice. We are waiting. The day the child was born, the sky turned dark. Not with rain, with something heavier. The wind howled through the village. Animals cried. Even the elders grew uneasy. Adesuwa gave birth to a baby boy. Healthy, beautiful, perfect. The moment she held him, everything inside her changed. This was not a promise anymore. This was her child. Her flesh. Her blood. I won't give him, she whispered, tears streaming down her face. I can't. But the forest does not forget. That night, the wind returned. Stronger, colder. The fire in their hut went out on its own. And then, the door opened. Slowly, without a sound. Adesuwa clutched her baby tightly. No, no, please. The shadows entered, not walking, gliding, filling the room with a presence that suffocated the air. You made a vow. Adesuwa shook her head violently. Take anything else. Take the wealth. Take me instead. Silence. Then, a vow cannot be undone. The baby began to cry. Loud. Desperate. As if he could see them. Adesuwa screamed, holding him tighter. You can't have him. He's mine. But the shadows moved closer and closer and closer until everything went black. When morning came, the village was quiet again. Too quiet. Inside the hut, Adesuwa sat on the floor. Still. Empty. Her arms wrapped around nothing. The baby was gone. No footprints. No signs of struggle. Just gone. And from that day on, the wealth remained. But Adesuwa never smiled again. Because every night, just before the wind died, she heard it. A child's voice calling from the forest. Mama. The first time she walked toward the forest. This time, the path did not feel strange. It felt familiar. As if the forest already knew her. As if it had been expecting her return. The deeper she went, the louder the voice became. Mama, I'm cold. Her chest tightened. Tears blurred her vision. I'm coming, she whispered, her voice breaking. I'm coming, my son. When she reached the ancient tree, the air shifted. The same presence, the same suffocating silence. And then she saw him, her baby, standing beneath the tree. But he was no longer a baby. He looked like a child of 5, too tall, too still, his eyes glowing faintly like embers in the dark. Adesuwa staggered forward. My son. He tilted his head slowly. You came back. His voice was calm, too calm for a child. She dropped to her knees, sobbing. I've been looking for you. I've been calling you every night. Please come to me. The child did not move. You give me away, he said. The words pierced deeper than any knife. No, she cried. I didn't know. I was desperate. I thought I could change it. I thought... You promised me, he interrupted. The forest seemed to breathe with him. Adesuwa crawled closer, reaching out with trembling hands. I was wrong. I was a fool. But I am your mother. Please, come home with me. For a moment, everything was still. Then the child smiled. Not with warmth, with something older. You can't take back what you gave, he said softly. But you can still choose. Her heart skipped. Choose what? She whispered. From the shadows, the voices returned. All things have balance, they echoed. What was taken must be replaced. Adesuwa's breath caught. No, she whispered. The child stepped closer now. his glowing eyes locking onto hers. "You can take me back," he said, "but you must give another life." Her entire body went cold. No, I can't." The forest tightened around her like a trap. "Every gift has a price," the voices whispered. "Choose." Images flooded her mind. Obina, smiling again, unaware of the truth. The village, people praising her fortune. The empty space in her arms. And now, this impossible choice. Give another life or lose me forever. Her son's voice echoed inside her head. Adesuwa shook violently. "I can't give another child," she cried. "I can't destroy another mother the way I destroyed myself." The forest did not respond with sympathy. Only silence. Heavy. Waiting. Then, "If you will not give another," the voices said, "then you will give yourself." She froze. The child's expression did not change. "You can stay," he said quietly, "and I will return to the world." Adesuwa's heart pounded. "Stay here?" she whispered. The shadows shifted, revealing glimpses of what here truly was. Faces trapped in darkness, shapes half human, voices that never stopped whispering. A prison, a living one. "You will become part of the forest," the voices continued. "Neither alive nor dead. Watching, waiting, forever." Tears streamed down her face. And for the first time, she understood the full weight of what she had done. This was never a simple trade. It was a trap. A cycle. A hunger that never ended. Her son stepped closer, just within reach. "You choose," he said again. Her hands trembled. Slowly, painfully, she reached out and touched his face. Warm. Real. "My son," she whispered, her voice soft but steady now. "You will not grow up in darkness because of my sin." He blinked. Something flickered in his eyes. "I brought you into this world," she continued, "and I will not let it swallow you." The forest stirred. "What is your choice?" the voices demanded. Adesuwa closed her eyes. Then she spoke. "I will stay." The wind exploded through the trees. The ground cracked beneath her knees. The shadows surged forward, wrapping around her body like chains. Her son stumbled back, his glowing eyes widening for the first time. "Mama," she smiled through her tears. "Go," she whispered. "Live the life I almost destroyed." The forest pulled her down. Deeper. But he was never like the others. He rarely laughed. He often stared into the distance, especially at night. And sometimes he spoke to the wind, as if it answered him. Obina never remarried. Their wealth slowly faded, like water slipping through fingers. And the village learned. Because not long after, others began to visit the forest. Desperate people, hungry people, people willing to trade anything for a better life. And every time someone went, the wind would stop. the forest would listen, and somewhere within it, Adesuwa would feel it. Another soul stepping into the same darkness she once chose. Another mother, another promise, another price. To this day, the elders of Ikot Udo warn, never seek wealth from the forest, because the forest does not forget. And the greatest curse is not what it takes, but what it forces you to choose. The end. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more stories. Like, share, and comment with your thoughts.